I know I said like, what if Deku had a Minecraft quirk, but that'll make sense in the future. But for the time being, in the videos will be different. But I'll just say, what if Deku? You'll see the title. All right, damn. Anyways, this is part three. And now this is a very convoluted way of going about telling the story, but it's kind of like one of those you got to go with a full circle. So when you make the, it's like you know those shows how they be like, you may be one. Well, hold up, I got to do this justice. Don't worry, this won't take too much out of the time. I'm sitting here with my katana down on the ground, and they're like, you may be wondering how I got here. Let me explain to you. So it's kind of like one of those. But enough with me talking and bushing with y'all. Let's get straight into the video. So, this is right after Deku learned how to do enchantments and potion brewing. And so basically this went on for years, really honestly. So DK and Tough, Charles, that's what we called them. Charles. So basically two black dudes was teaching Deku how to fight and how to do things. So they're out here training and stuff, and it's really unique. And then so Deku's asking all sorts of questions. He's like, "What is this world?" And they two looked at each other. DK knew the answer but couldn't say. He's like, "Listen, kid, listen, kid. There's one person that knows more information than we do, but we can't really talk about men." But see, the crazy thing about all this is, during their time together, they've conquered different lands. Like they've saved a village from being raided. They have went to an underwater temple and claimed the lives of people down there. They found loot and items from a shipwreck. They have found different treasure items and all sorts of things. So they're just finding all sorts of loot. Deku went from being a little scrawny, chubby, not chubby, but scrawny little kid to being someone that knew what he wanted. And then so Deku's like, all right, they've even went down mining and stuff, like deep down underground looking for items and minerals and that type of stuff. It got dangerous at one point in time, which Charles was very, very, what's the word for it? Not looking too good, because they were working on a device system. They called it a monster spawner, because it makes these creatures like to appear under certain conditions. But with their capabilities, DK and Charles, they thought they could, capitalize on this and make it to where they're able to force breed almost. It's kind of like force breeding, but with the with natural effects. So if darkness emerges in a certain spot for an extended period of time, guess what? So they thought, if we can kill a large amount of these things, we'll have a lot of materials. And everything did go fine. They just had a couple bumpy bits on the road. Like, for example, when they almost did it, they encased the breeder or a hive of poisonous cave spiders. They did struggle for a while, but eventually they did perfect the technique. So now they're with Deku. It's easy. They're doing it like it's no beat, no problem at all. It's like, oh, this is easy. This is light work, my friend. But if you thought this was interesting or thought this was amazing or something to that effect, it gets worse, because they're like, I think we should teach little man about potion brewing. DK's like, I mean, if you want to. So they told Deku to go grab a certain number of the sitting material. Deku's like, all right. He's like, place it in this manner. He said, okay. Light it. With the what? Pulls out a lighter. Flint still. Oh. An immense power, immense energy was released from this whole new dimension. Deku was like, huh? What is this? What is this? Big Tough. DK. They looked. You might want to go grab your loot, kid. We're going to hell. Huh? And so, after they got their armor, protection armor, they do know how to enchant. They really haven't taught this kid how to increase the capability of his armor or how to enhance it yet. He knows like the bare bones. Like he knows he needs a special a special material called lapis lazuli. He also knows he needs to blend together a combination of that weird Ascendian stuff with diamond minerals. So he knows if he has this combination, he'll be able to create a center of basically a control center. So he's able to affect these things. Yeah, but they hop through the portal. Deku was very, very shocked. So he's very confused, like, what's going on? Who are you people? And so he's like, yeah, buddy, you might want to get up. Haven't been here in a minute. Charles looks at DK and says, you ain't never lied. And so the journey begins once again with these boys going crazy, go stupid. And so they're out there trying to get stuff, and eventually they find a cave. And then, not a cave, but a fortress. And they're like, all right, let's get it. They get in the fortress, and then they see these fire entities shooting fireballs of mass proportion. What will they do?